Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Peretti, and I'd like to welcome you as we discuss interprofessional practice, or IPP, as it relates to providing services to students with autism spectrum disorders. According to ASH's definition, IPP occurs when multiple service providers from different professional backgrounds provide comprehensive services by working with individuals and their families, caregivers, and communities to deliver the highest quality of care across healthcare and educational settings.
Well, those on the autism spectrum may have a wide range of communication challenges from mild to very severe. A person with autism who has severe communication challenges might even be nonverbal or nonvocal and may use an assistive device to help them to communicate. And someone on the milder end of the spectrum may be able to carry on a conversation but just have difficulties with more subtle nuance of communication.
I think one of the most important things for people to understand is that even if individuals on the autism spectrum can talk and have good verbal language, it doesn't mean that they understand everything. And that challenge in understanding can lead to behavior challenges, it can lead to social challenges, and it can lead to difficulties in school, difficulties holding down a job.
A speech-language pathologist is a key service provider on an IPP team for students with autism spectrum disorders.
I always tell my students that the best way to start a collaborative relationship is to, first of all, let the individuals know that you respect very much their professions, that you understand the contributions that they make to the delivery of quality services. That is, in my opinion, the best way to start out an interprofessional collaboration. Respect, admiration, and then get into contributing what you can contribute to the interprofessional collaborative process.
That the speech pathologist, the other people in that individual's life, and that individual on the autism spectrum are a team. And as a team, they can work together to create some really positive results. And each member of that team has different understandings and different ways of looking at things and different ways of dealing with the issues and the challenges and the problems and the needs. And it's not like one person is right and one person is wrong. The best result comes from those three people working together to come up with a good result.
So when you share this information with the team, you can say, oh, well, I did this, and, this is where he is now. Do you think I want to keep, my plan of treatment? Is that going well? Is he making enough progress? Or do we need to come together as a team and kind of come up with something else? When you sit together as a team, you get a lot of information like, okay, I see this, or can you try this? Because I know a lot of things will help when everyone starts working together.
During initial as well as ongoing assessment, the interprofessional practice approach provides some unique advantages.
If the individuals involved with assessment are truly on board with interprofessional practice, there should be a seamless sort of process. And a lot of times it's really a good idea for them all to be together. Interdisciplinary assessment is a wonderful thing to do, so that as we're assessing this child, I'll be looking at speech and language, but maybe the occupational therapist will see something while I am doing that she's going to, or he is going to want to check out. So that person will just kind of join in, so that everybody is doing a truly interprofessional assessment of the child, and we're not in our little individual silos.
At an initial assessment, you really have to kind of poke at a child and figure out what they are capable of. Starting as young as our very, very little ones who might not have any language or any speech, they might have very little exposure to anything. And so it's often a more intensive process to make a real picture of the child. As you go into ongoing assessment, there's a lot of consultation that takes place when you're not with the child, because you're going to do that direct service, but then I want to know what teachers are seeing. I want to know what psychologists are seeing. Even my OTs, they all get to see something different, so I want to know what each professional is seeing from that child.
The advantages of working with an interprofessional practice team are also beneficial to parents and caregivers.
they get a broader perspective of thoughts, opinions, and informed opinions. Whereas if the family only hears information from one source, they may not hear it in exactly the same way. So the family benefits if we can collaborate, work together, and share ideas and hopefully meet the family's needs.
It's really important that all service providers, speech pathologists, occupational therapists, applied behavior analysts, understand we're all working towards the same goal. We may have a lot of the same goals, for example, communication. However, we have to be willing to agree on how the goals are going to be addressed and how to best support the child. And we have to allow each of us to work in our own scope of practice, but also to collaborate so that we're all working together to the benefit of the child.
The consistent information from the different professionals, I think that helps the family heal in a sense. Sometimes families have a hard time accepting the diagnosis initially, so I think that family member benefits. Number one, it gives them an opportunity to accept the information, and this is an opportunity where I can help my child.
Developing strong, positive relationships between interprofessional practice service providers is key to each client's success.
And then you can reach out, you can phone, call, email, just, pick up the phone and say, hey, one of your kids, he's, I'm seeing him now. What are you seeing? What are you working on?
Collaboration is key. So I like to send up follow-up emails and say, thank you so much for your input. Let's continue to collaborate. In the school systems, I specifically liked a form that we developed. It was called a collaboration form. And so basically I would send it out to the other professionals. Technology has really made it easy to reach out and communicate and establish the desire and the need for collaboration for successful outcomes for our clients.
It's a long process to cultivate relationships and build on those relationships, attending conferences, staying in touch by email, staying in touch by phone if necessary.
So there are two keys in my mind. One is humility and recognizing that no matter how much I know, I don't know what they know. And the other one is respect. And the more we come at it as those other professionals have something to give, and I can learn from these people. And once we show that kind of respect, I feel like there's an openness to them wanting to learn from us in return. It's better for everybody.